In this lesson, I'm going to teach you about the 5 layers of design, why they're important, and how I applied them to my project, the Swing Baby Swing Jacket. So whether you're working on your own project or you're just getting started in tailoring, these 5 levels of design will give you a practical approach to think like a designer and create with intention. The first layer of design is the idea. Where are we getting our inspiration from? In this particular case, I got my inspiration from a stock photo of all places that I downloaded, legally, of course, and I was using it on my website. And I love the look of the model in this coat. I just thought she looked so like glam, elegant, confident. And I thought, oh, it would be so nice to have a jacket or a coat of this type that had a lot of movement and flow to it. And so really, I got the idea of my Swing Baby Swing coat from this photo and from this model who was standing there so confidently. So that was the inspiration, if you will, or the idea, all right? But I wanted my look to be very different, which brings me to the next level of design, which is the look, okay? How aesthetically pleasing is it? Now, you may look at this picture and say, wow, that jacket is awesome, I love it, okay? But I look at this jacket and I say, off the rack, because it really doesn't have a lot of structure to it. And let me explain why. First of all, there's really no collar to speak of. And if I'm going to have a beautiful coat, I want to have a really nice collar to go with it. So this jacket really has nothing more than a collar stand. It comes up off the neck slightly, and then it fades down into the front of the jacket, and it just drops straight down. So there's really no lapel to speak of either, which tells me, okay, that the structure, the interior structure of that coat is nothing more than fusible interfacing, which in Marlene's atelier is kind of a dirty word that we just don't use very often, okay? The other thing that I don't like about this coat is it has a built-in ragon sleeve. So in other words, the sleeve is literally patterned into the front of the jacket and it's all one piece. Same with the back. And they come together through, in this particular case, a seam that runs through the top of the sleeve and the bottom. I don't want that look. I want a very beautiful structured rope sleeve, okay? That really gives a lot of definition to the jacket or the coat, if you will, and says, hey, somebody put some real thought into the sleeves that went into this. So we're going to put a roped tailored sleeve into this beautiful coat, okay? I love the 3/4 inch sleeves with the cuff, so we're definitely going to keep that. The other thing about the look that we don't know, all right, is we don't know anything about the back. We have a small hint, but I want this coat to have more flair. From what I can see, this coat is very boxy and doesn't have a lot of shape to it. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to put a yoke in the front and the back on the shoulder here, okay? So we're going to have a front yoke and a back yoke. And then in the back of the jacket, we're going to put in a beautiful pleat that goes down the middle. And I'm also going to extend the back out so it has a little bit more flair. So in terms of the look, okay, I want the look of this coat to support the idea of a very beautiful, highly tailored, custom-made garment. The next level of design is the feel. How do we want this garment to feel when it's being worn, which would be more of a physical plane? And how do we want the wearer to feel when it's actually on them. So an emotional plane, all right? If we look at the physical plane, what we want to make sure of is that this garment is actually comfortable, right? That when you put this coat on, that it's going to be comfortable. It's not going to be binding. In other words, if I'm making a 3/4 inch sleeve, I don't want the sleeve to be so tight that if I, bend my arm, all of a sudden I'm being pinched, right? I don't want the sleeves to be so structured that I can't move my arms around because it's like, right? I want this coat to feel very free when it's being worn, okay? Not tight and binding. I want it to feel flowy and fluid. So that would be more of a physical plane in terms of feel. Now, emotionally, it's really important to understand whether you're making a garment for yourself or you're making it for a client, what is the emotional attachment this person is going to have to the garment? Why do they want it, right? Which goes to the idea. So the idea of why we want this garment absolutely directly attaches to the actual feel. So in other words, if we're making a suit for a man, why do you want the suit? Well, because I have a really important job and I want to feel confident when I have this suit on. Great. So now we understand the emotional feel about this suit for a man. For me, this emotional attachment to, or the emotional feel that I would like to experience in wearing this coat is one simple word: iconic. When I put this coat on, I want to feel iconic when I wear it. And so that goes back to the idea as well, and the look. So you can see as we get further into these 5 levels, the importance of why we have them, number one, and number two, how they all tie together. The 4th level of design is the build or the construction, okay? And this is really important as well because it ties back to the look we talked about, okay? We talked about having a more structured garment, but we also talked about a garment that had a lot of flow. So let me introduce you to some of the materials that I'm going to be using to make this coat, so you can understand the material, how the material relates directly to the construction. I recently got a ridiculous amount of this cloth from my good friends at English Cloth in Huddersfield, England. And I love this cloth because it's a wool gabardine. And if you can see, it just has an incredible drape to it, all right? It's wool, but at the same time, it's a very soft wool. When you run your hand over it, it doesn't feel woolly at all. It feels very smooth, all right? And so in terms of this coat being very fluid and having a lot of movement, I wanted to pick out a cloth that would absolutely support that. And so this beautiful wool gabardine does just that. The other thing I loved about the coat in terms of the look was I love the pattern. And so I was really fortunate to pick up this beautiful black and white Prince of Wales, which is extremely similar to the model or the coat that the model has on. It's probably, though I can tell you, a much, 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 much better cloth than what you would find off the rack. So that's going to be the cloth that we incorporate into this. We also want to talk about construction. We want to talk about internal construction too, okay? So what we're going to do, I told you we were going to give the front of this jacket foundation. And so what we're going to do is we're going to use this beautiful canvas, which is a combination of wool and viscose. And why this is so nice is because it too has a lot of drape. It's not stiff, okay? It's thick, but it's not stiff. So you can see that this canvas has a lot of movement. And that's really important because if our jacket is going to have a lot of movement, then the material that's supporting it or the foundation to that garment should as well. We're also going to use this beautiful chest canvas, which for a chest canvas, which is naturally stiffer, okay, this too has a lot of flow to it for a chest canvas. Not so much that it can't support the chest, of course, but enough fluidity that, again, it will not hinder the feel of the coat at all. And finally, we always use what's called damet, and the damet will cover and protect the chest canvas up top, and we use this as well so we can pad stitch and shape the whole chest area of the coat, all right? What's lovely about damet, it's like this beautiful, soft, almost blanket like type of cloth that you just want to snuggle up with. And this is really important because we want something that's going to protect the whole chest area without being real stiff and harsh as well. And of course, we'll be using a lot of other wonderful materials inside, but these are the 3 or 4 main pieces that I wanted to share with you. I haven't picked out lining yet, but when I do, I'll certainly share the lining with you because that's a very important part too. We want a lining that's going to move with the cloth and not be too thick or heavy as well. So again, the construction of the garment is really important, all right, because it supports everything else, right? It supports the idea, it supports the look, it supports the feel, all right? So how we construct this garment is going to be extremely important. The last layer of design is purpose. So who do you envision wearing this garment? Maybe you're making it for a specific person. I'm actually making it for me, right? But where and when am I going to wear this? Well, the purpose of this coat, jacket, if you will, all right, is really twofold. I want it to be a foundational piece in my wardrobe. In other words, I want to be able to pair it with a really nice straight skirt and a fun blouse and go out for a nice dinner with my husband in downtown Dallas. Or I want to throw it on with a pair of jeans and a pair of cool boots or heels and have cocktails with friends. So I want to be able to dress it up or dress it down and make it a really wonderful foundational piece in my wardrobe. So understanding the purpose of the garment is very important as well, because if we don't know why the person wants it or what they're going to be using it for, then we really can't answer all the other 4 layers of design. So again, purpose is extremely important. In next week's lesson, I'll be teaching you how to take a fitted jacket pattern and actually turn it into the swing coat and incorporate all of the different design elements that we talked about today and some more. If you've enjoyed this video today, I ask you to please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll look forward to seeing you next time.